Hello, I am Sharat Chandra, selection grade lecturer working in HMS Polytechnic, Tumkur. Today I am going to explain the session 5 in the unit number 3, bus and commercial vehicle bodies of the vehicle body engineering. Today my topic is bus body designs. In the bus body design, there are two types of bus body designs are there: conventional body design and unit body design. In the conventional body design, what are the concepts are there? Merits and demerits, questions, multiple choice questions, references, and all those things are there. See, in the types of bus body construction, there are three basic types of bus body manufacturing are there. First one is chassis manufacturing, builds the underframe for body on frame construction. On the chassis, the body will be manufactured with the coachwork or the body on frame construction. Next one is the integral manufacturer who builds up the both chassis and body, making the integral manufacturing. See, integral manufacturer builds the entire buses using no underframe at all. Manufacturer may also be combination of the above, offering chassis only or integral buses, or offering body work only as used in integral buses. See, in the construction of conventional bus body, see, under chassis is separate. On the under chassis, so the framework, whatever the framework they are going to do, will be mounted on that one by making use of different fastening devices. They are connecting with the on the upper body. On mounting the upper body, they are providing the seating arrangements, cushion work, and upholstery work. Though all those things are to be done, see, which is as shown in figure. The first sketch shows the under frame, that is the skeleton of the motor vehicle, that is manufactured from the motor vehicle company. For example, Tata is there. The Tata will be supplying the under chassis, which is as shown in the first sketch. Then afterwards, the upward motion, that is shown in the second sketch, which is manufactured from the bus body manufacturer. Then the third one is which is mounted on the underframe will be as shown in the third sketch. Those things are shown in the sketches. See, in the conventional bus body, it is also called as the separate body and the chassis. Chassis will be coming from a motor vehicle manufacturer. That is the Ashok Leyland is there, chassis is there, Tata is there, and the Eicher is there. They are supplying the under chassis. And on the under chassis, separate body will be mounted, fastened by making use of the different fastening devices, riveting, welding, nuts and bolts, and all those things. By making use of those things, we are connecting those things. This is the first step in the conventional bus body. Next is the bus body and the chassis will be a separate unit. The bus body will be separate and the under chassis will be separate. Then the bolts are used to join the body and the chassis together. Next, in the fourth step, the separate part of the body will be placed over the top of the chassis, which is as shown in the sketch. See, that is in the factory, the under chassis will be coming. Then afterwards, they are preparing the upward body. Then they are mounting these things, which is as shown in the sketches. Next, a rubber block will be placed in between the two parts, under chassis and the above the body, because due to the motion of the vehicle, there may be vibrations. To avoid the vibrations, they are providing the rubber block in between these two. The conventional type of building involves in the building up of ladder type of frame. Ladder type means there are two straight members are there, long members are there. Then by making use of 6 to 8 cross members, they are connected with in the first cross member may be provided in the engine, the second for the clutch, then the third for the gearbox, then the fourth one for the differential, fifth one for the petrol tank or the diesel tank. Like this way, there are two long members are there. They are interconnected by making use of the cross members at the intervals. The units like engine, gearbox, radiator, axles, steering wheel, fuel tanks are mounted on the side members of the frame. The pillar and the roof shocks are made on the generally sheet metals, steel sheet metals. They are mounted, they are bended by making use of the shearing machine or the bending machine. Next, pillars are bolted to the bar of the understructure, whatever the understructure which is coming from the motor vehicle factory, on that one the pillars are bolted. Then the roof sticks are connected to the pillars by stiff faced steel sheets, then joined by solid rivets. All the inner panels and the wheel arch trusses and the solid steel riveted to the pillars. All the outer panels are roof will be connected by making use of the rivets. Next, in the types of a conventional bus body, the first one is there. This is called as the ladder type design. It appears like a ladder. You are known ಏಣಿ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ಆ ಏಣಿನ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏಣಿನ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ladder type design. See, this is the particular design widely used all over the world. See, in principle, the ladder frame chassis is related to the commercial vehicle frame for trucks. It combines very stable side rails and cross rails to form the supporting subframe. It has the high degree of can bear the entire vehicle weight. The axles and drive units are integrated, which makes the rest of the body construction easier. In this type of design, see, they need not to be have the sturdy as it otherwise would be, as it not fully selected. See here, that is A means driver's work placement equipment, B is the ladder frame side resile. See, and all those things are shown in the above sketch. Next, the second construction is tubular construction. In this concept, the support points for axles and engine and the passenger cell integrates into a self-supporting ribbed structure, integral design. Which is as shown in figure. This particular design is very complicated to design and very expensive to manufacture, but having the advantage of high deformation stability. That means if the deformation is there due to the accident or something, see here advantage is there. And low weight age, if any modification or repairs to be carried out on the body or superstructure, the same can be done easily. This would be a severe disadvantage. However, the modern type of coaches and trailers are usually built on space frame that the greater dimension passenger space or goods space can be achieved, and greater safety and lightweight constructions can be done in this type of construction. Next, the advantage of this type of conventional construction is this is used in heavy vehicles. Generally, you know that heavy vehicles means buses, trucks, and all those things. This type of construction is there. The second advantage of this one is this is simple in construction. The change of designing and the alteration of frame length is easy. Servicing easy in case of any damage. There is no need for more expenditure for preventing the corrosion. Then the main disadvantage of this type of construction is the weight of the frame becomes more because the undercarriage is there, which is coming from the factory. Then on that one, we are manufacturing the frame. Okay, this is more. The vehicle speed is decreased due to the, you know that as the dead weight of the vehicle increases, the vehicle speed is naturally decreases. But you know that for the buses and lorries, speed is less compared to the car speed. So we can use this type of construction for the buses and the trucks. See, it consumes the more fuel consumption. Since the flow rate is more, the entire gravity of the ground will be more. See here the possibility of the upsetting of the vehicle or the colliding of the vehicle. If it is any fast vehicle will be passes with this type of vehicle, this will be rolls on the road. The stability will be decreased. Okay, these are all the main disadvantage of this type of construction. See, in this topic, you are going to get the line diagram. See, first question maybe with a line diagram explain the conventional body design. Line diagram is there. See, if you write the line diagram, 5 marks is there. Then for the explanation, you are going to get the 5 marks. Next, the second one is write the procedure for the conventional body design. See, you write the first line diagram and then procedure. For the 10 points, you are going to get the 10 marks. Next, list the advantages and the disadvantages of the integral body design. 5 marks for the advantages and the 5 marks for the disadvantages. Next, fourth question maybe with a line diagram explain the ladder type of body design. Here line diagram, for the line diagram 5 marks is there. For the explanation 5 marks is there. Similarly, fifth question may be with a line diagram explain the tubular body design. See here also line diagram is there. If you write the line diagram 5 marks, for the explanation 5 marks. Totally 10 mark question may be there. See, these are all the 5 important questions you may be getting these questions in the examinations. Next, multiple choice questions. First multiple choice question is generally large number of bus body are built with. You know that see while explaining we are explained that that means the integral body design. Integral body design means that means the body is separate, then the chassis is separate. We are mounting all these things one after the other one. See, generally large number of buses are built with the integral body design. The answer is integral body design. Next, separate body and chassis design are called as separate. Chassis is separate, body is separate. This is called as the conventional body. See, earlier also from the whenever the vehicle came, see, first we are manufacturing the conventional body design. Conventional means under chassis is separate, then the body is separate. We are mounting all these things one after the other. This is called as the conventional body design. Third MCQ is in a conventional body design, rubber isolators are used to avoid. You know that the rubber isolators are used to remove the vibrations. Here no questions of load, no questions of accelerations, no questions of all of the above. So answer is vibrations. Is correct answer is C. That is the vibrations. Next, fourth MCQ is channel or box section is used in dash type of body construction. You know that in the conventional body design we are using the channel or the box section. In the monocoque design we are using the tubular structure. See, that means unitary means it is also similar to monocoque. Then the unitizer means it is also similar to monocoque chassis. Here the answer is conventional body design. Here we are using the channel or box section to manufacture the body construction. Next, fifth MCQ is high deformative stability is present. That means whenever the accident occurs, see, you know that in the while explaining the ladder type of design, we are told that the ladder type of design is there. That is the answer. Next, self-supporting ladder frame is used in the that is heavy vehicles. Heavy means trucks. Here the cars, auto rickshaw and jeeps are the smaller vehicles. So self-supporting ladder frame is used in the trucks is the correct answer. That is the answer is A. Next, seventh one is channel sections are made with. Generally the material here made with that is the galvanized iron, because see, under chassis is going to get the water. See, due to the rain or the atmosphere, say water moisture may be there. See, due to these things, see here galvanized iron may not be rust will not be formed. See, if you take the copper, the cost is more, zinc is also more, aluminum is also more. So we are going to use the galvanized iron as the correct answer. Next, see, all these materials, I have collected all this material from the different accessed from the different websites, and the important one is that is mentioned in the first one. Next is the textbook, that is the vehicle body engineering by Powalski is the very important textbook. Similarly, the Indian author is there one more, that is the automobile engineering by Ramalingam. Similarly, automobile engineering from volume 4, Anil Chikara, it is also a very good book. And also that is www.vidyarthiplus.com is there. They have been prepared the textbook for engineering students. I also taken the some of the material from those textbook. And also the vehicle body engineering, that is the Bharat University, it is also a very good book. And also the vehicle body engineering from Selva Kumar and the vehicle body engineering from Kumareshan M. It is also a very good textbook. I have collected all these materials from the above references. And it is finally I am going to give the thank you for providing me to deliver this topic in the LMS. I am thank you for all the LMS team members, particularly Gopinath sir, the chairman automobile engineering, and the Jagadish Bagli sir, coordinator for LMS team, and Gove sir, he is the moderator, and all my colleagues, they have helped me to prepare this PPT, this presentation in front of you. Thank you for watching. If it is any queries are there, if it is any questions are there, you can mail me See, that is mentioned in the finally in this PPTs. Thank you one and all. Thank you for everybody watching this video once again.